Welcome to Linear Integrated Circuits and Applications Lab. Today we will perform experiment number 3rd. Aim of this experiment is to study the frequency response of operational amplifier IC741. Operators required: IC741, breadboard, various resistors, jumper wires, DSO probes, variable DC power supply, and function generator. Frequency response of amplifiers. As you learned from class, every electronic component does not behave the same at all frequencies. That is, their response differs according to the frequency of input signal. In other words, every electronics component has a frequency response. The curve between voltage gain and signal frequency of an amplifier is known as frequency response. The voltage gain of an amplifier varies with signal frequency. While designing an amplifier, ensure that gain is uniform over some specified frequency range. Bandwidth. An ideal operational amplifier has an infinite frequency response and can amplify any frequency signal from DC to the highest AC frequencies, so it is therefore assumed to have an infinite bandwidth. With the real op-amps, the bandwidth is limited by the gain bandwidth product, which is equal to the frequency where the amplifier's gain become unity. The operational amplifier's bandwidth is the frequency range over which the voltage gain of the amplifier is above 70.7% or minus 3 dB of its maximum output value. This is circuit diagram and frequency response curve of inverting amplifier. In this amplifier, input signal Vin is applied to pin number 2 through a resistor R1 and a feedback resistor RF is connected between pin number 2 and 6, and pin number 3rd, which is non-inverting terminal of this IC, is connected to ground. Two supply pins, DC supply pins 7th and 4th, are connected to a DC power supply, and then output signal of this amplifier is observed from pin number 6. To plot the frequency response curve of this amplifier, we have to keep the input voltage constant and then vary the frequency from minimum to maximum step by step. And then this is graph between frequency versus gain. From this frequency response curve, we can see that the product of the gain against frequency is constant at any point along the curve. This constant is generally known as the gain bandwidth product or GBP. Therefore, gain bandwidth product is equal to gain multiplied by bandwidth. If gain of the amplifier is 10, then GBP will be equal to 1 megahertz. Therefore, decreasing the gain by a factor of 10 will increase the bandwidth by the same factor. Procedure: frequency response of inverting amplifier. First of all, insert the IC741 into the breadboard. Keep the bubble or notch of IC on upper side. Now connect a 1 kilo ohm resistor to pin number 2 of IC and connect the other end of this resistor to the input signal. And next step is connect a 10 kilo ohm resistor between pin number 2 and 6 as feedback resistor. Connect pin number 3 of IC to the ground with a jumper wire. After that, set DC power supply to plus 12 volt and minus 12 volt. Now connect plus 12 volt to pin number 7 and minus 12 volt to pin number 4 to the IC 741. Connect ground pin of the power supply to the breadboard through a jumper wire as shown in next video, and keep the DC supply at off position. For measurement of output signal, connect one channel of DSO to pin number 6 and also connect other channel of DSO to the input side of IC for measurement of input signal. And next step is switch on the function generator and DSO. Set function generator to a sine wave of 500 millivolt peak to peak and frequency 1 kHz. After that, switch on the DC power supply. Now, observe the signal from DSO, measure and record the peak to peak output voltage and the input voltage of this amplifier. Calculate the gain, it should be approximate 10. Now, keep the input voltage constant and start changing the frequency of the signal step by step from minimum to maximum value, and note down the correspondence output voltage at different frequencies. Calculate the gain of all frequencies and plot a graph between gain versus frequency on a semi-log graph paper. Repeat these steps from 2 to 10 for different values of gain by changing input resistor R1 and feedback resistor RF. This is circuit diagram of op-amp as an inverting amplifier. First of all, arrange all the components which are required to make this amplifier. For this, we need IC 741, two resistors RF and R1, a function generator for input signal, an oscilloscope for measurement of output signal as well as input signal, and also a DC power supply to provide VCC and VEE voltage to this IC. And all these connections are made on a breadboard. Arrange all the components. This is IC 741 8-pin IC. This is 1 kilo ohm resistor, and this is 10 kilo ohm resistor. This is breadboard, and also we need some jumper wires, male to male jumper wires. First of all, insert IC 741 into breadboard like this, and keep this bubble, this notch on upper side, so that we can easily identify the pins of this IC. And next step, connections of R1 and RF. Connect R1 to pin number 2, and this other end will be connected to input signal, and after that connection of RF between pin number 2 and 6. This 1 kilo ohm resistor is connected between input and pin number 2. This is pin number 2 of IC, and feedback resistor is connected between pin number 2 and 6, and this is second pin from left side, pin number 2, and this is pin number 6. And next step is connection of third pin to ground terminal. With the help of this jumper wire, we will make this third pin ground. And all the connections related to ground will be connected to this vertically shorted track. And next step is connections of DC power supply. For this, these three jumper wires are connected to a DC power supply. This yellow jumper wire is connected to plus 12 volt. This red wire is connected to minus 12 volt, and this black jumper wire is connected to ground of DC power supply. Yellow, red and black. Now connect these jumper wires one by one according to this circuit diagram. This yellow jumper wire will be connected to pin number 7. This is pin number 7, second last from right side of IC. And then connection of this minus 12 volt supply pin. This jumper wire will be connected to pin number 4. This is pin number 4 of IC, and this jumper wire will be connected to any one of these 4 holes, first, second, third or fourth. And next step, connection of ground jumper wire. This ground jumper wire of DC supply will be connected to any one of these holes, and this track of breadboard is vertically shorted up to this point. All the connections related to ground will be connected to this track. All the connections like ground of input signal, ground of DSO and ground of IC and ground of DC power supply will be connected to this ground terminal. And next step is connections of input signal Vin to this amplifier. For this, these two jumper wires orange and black are connected to a function generator through a BNC to crocodile clip. This orange wire is connected to main wire of BNC cable, and this black wire is connected to ground wire of BNC cable. And now we will connect this orange jumper wire to this point, any one of these holes up to this point, and this ground is connected to any one of these vertically holes. This orange jumper wire is connected to this resistor, and black is connected to ground of this breadboard R1 and with respect to ground. And next step is observation of output signal. For this, these two jumper wires are connected to a channel of DSO, like connections of input signal. This orange jumper wire is connected to main wire of BNC cable. Gray wire is connected to ground of DSO channel. And now we will connect this orange wire to pin number 6, any one of these 3 holes, and this gray jumper wire is connected to ground of this breadboard. Output is measured with respect to ground. orange jumper wire. This wire is connected to output terminal like this, and this is connected to ground. And next step is measurement of input signal on DSO. For this, other channel of DSO will be connected to this point through jumper wires. For this, these two jumper wires, yellow and black, are connected to second channel of DSO. This yellow wire is connected to main wire of BNC to crocodile clip, and this black wire is connected to ground of BNC to crocodile clip cable. This yellow wire is connected to this resistor, and this will be connected to ground. Now, before switching on the main power supply, check all these connections once again, and after that switch on all the instruments. And this is experimental setup of op-amp as an inverting amplifier. In this configuration, op-amp IC741 is connected in inverting mode on this breadboard. This is function generator to provide input signal to this amplifier. This is DC power supply to provide supply voltage plus VCC and minus VEE to this IC. And this is DSO for observation of output signal as well as input signal. First of all, switch on the function generator and DSO and wait for some time. After that, set input signal to 500 millivolt peak to peak sine wave and frequency 1 kilohertz, and then switch on the channel. And now this input signal, input of this amplifier, is directly visible on DSO screen through this probe. And next step is switch on the DC power supply and wait for some time. After that, switch on channel 2 and 3 simultaneously. And now this is output of this amplifier. Observe this output from this DSO and calculate the gain and verify the result. Compare theoretical value with practical value. Let us observe the signal from screen. Input voltage is approximate 480 millivolt peak to peak, and output voltage is 4.82 volt peak to peak. Calculate the gain. It should be approximate 10. Now, to plot the frequency response curve of this amplifier, we have to keep input voltage constant and then vary the frequency of this input signal from a minimum value to a maximum value step by step, and then note down the output voltage at each frequency. We will make a observation table with rows of serial number, frequency, output voltage, and gain. About a graph in frequency versus gain of this amplifier. Now we will keep this input voltage constant, and then we will set frequency to a minimum value. We will set frequency to 100 Hz. Keep input voltage constant and set frequency to 100 Hz, 100 Hz, and then observe input as well as output of this amplifier from DSO. For this, press this auto scale button and wait for some time and measure output as well as input from this screen. Now increase frequency to 500 Hz. Note down the output voltage. Output voltage is approximate 4.8 volt peak to peak. And next reading, vary input frequency to 1 kilohertz and measure the output from DSO. And this output is approximate constant. This, and now increase this frequency to 10 kilohertz. 10 kilohertz. Press auto scale button and measure the output from this screen. As I observed, output voltage is approximate 4.8 volt, which is constant as in 100 Hz. Now increase frequency to 40 kilohertz and then measure output voltage. This is so easy to observe output from DSO. This is very high frequency 80 kilohertz, and then observe correspondence output voltage. From the observation table, we will observe that output voltage is constant over a large frequency range. And then next step is we have to plot a graph on a semi-log graph paper. This is observation table. Input voltage should be constant, value of R1, RF, and then for changing the gain, value of R1 and RF. This is observation table. As we observe various readings and calculate the gain of each value. Precautions: keep the DC power supply in off condition while making connections. Do not increase the input voltage above specification level. It may lead to the damage of the IC. The connecting wires should not be shorted together, and also check their connections with breadboard. Change frequency slowly near the breakpoint to get a smooth curve. Thanks.